J-Mac the Fanatic, and I'm back, and I'm going to be giving you a different type of video today. I'm going to review and basically rank in a series of categories this season's City Edition jerseys. So as you might already know, my opinion of these jerseys isn't all that high. I would say at least 50% of them are trash. Actually, in fact, today I did purchase my first one of them. I don't know how many more of them I will end up purchasing, but very few. If they make the Heat Authentic, I'm definitely getting that one. If they replenish the Boston's Authentic, I may get that one. But other than that, I got the Thunder one today, and that's maybe the only other one I'm going to get. So, that's already more money than I should be spending. But let's go ahead and get into these rankings. I've seen I'm sure you guys have already seen some other guys' rankings, and probably a lot more positive than mine. So I apologize in advance, but if anything, hopefully you get a laugh out of it. All right, catch you later.
So I'm going to hit you guys with the bottom of the barrel first. These are just straight up embarrassing. So let's start with the Blazers. I see what they did here with that stripe diagonal down the front. That's their typical jersey design. But PDX, first of all, no one outside of Portland knows what that is. So it just seems pointless. I get that it's a city jersey. But the carpet, come on. I heard something about a carpet in the airport or something. And secondly, those colors, I mean, I like teal, but it's just something is wrong with this. I don't know. Teal and black, you would think anything could go with black. I don't know. It's the shade of teal maybe, and just the fact that it's the Portland Trailblazers and it says PDX. If a Miami jersey said MIA or Atlanta jersey said ATL, those make sense. New York City has Times Square. Should the Knicks jersey say TS on it? Don't stray too far from the fucking basics for a good jersey. Now, let's get on to the next four. I'm going to try to group these together. All four of these are super plain, mostly white base with some text, and it feels like an elementary school jersey. My least favorite is the Cavaliers. What the fuck is that thing above the land? Is it a bar of soap? Is it a dinosaur egg? What the fuck is that? The font looks like a movie poster. I think it should be the Land Before Time dinosaur jersey. Minnesota Timberwolves, disgusting. Should we just put the Powerball for New York City? Just any logo, the MTA logo from New York City, like any logo that exists in a city, just slap it on a jersey? Like, what the fuck? The Lakers is just blah, nothing. And then you got the City of Brotherly Love, which is Philly's fucking awesome. The Brotherly Love, good nickname. There's a lot of good shit you could do, but this just sucks. Finally, we've got Phoenix and another fucking teal jersey that doesn't fucking work. Come on, man. When has Phoenix ever used fucking teal? I don't want to hear shit about the fucking Native Americans. Like, that's great and all. Nothing against me, Native Americans, but it doesn't work on this fucking jersey. OKC did it, and it was actually nice, so it can be done. But this one is trash, man. What the hell? And I think, like, the league should have to approve all of these and not let the Blazers, the Suns, and the fucking... What other team? What fucking team has a teal? The Hornets are naturally teal, right? But that's one of the best colorways of all time. It's the Spurs, that's what it is. The Spurs are using teal also in this fucking City Edition shit. You know what I'm realizing that the problem is with the teal? Look at the stripe on the Blazers jersey. It's just one big fucking thick strip of teal. It needs, the Blazers traditionally have 2 or 3 stripes in there. They have the white, the gray, or the gray silver, whatever, the red and the black, fucking multiple lines. Not just one fucking, it looks like a fucking ribbon, looks like a fucking beauty pageant jersey. What the fuck? And as far as the Suns, it's also way too much fucking teal. The Hornets have purple in there, and it's a different shade of teal. This is all teal with just a black outline of a fucking sun logo. It looks like you just slap it on there like it's Microsoft Office. Like, what the fuck? Let's move on to the next crop which is also bad. It's not horrible, but it's bad. This Charlotte jersey we've seen many times before. So the base of the jersey is no problem. Black with the gold pinstripe, that's fine. And the mint in there, that's cool. But this would almost be in the next upper group of average, but I don't like how it says clit. Make it say CHA for Charlotte. Seriously. Next, let's go to Denver. Very underwhelming. I could almost put this one in the next group up as well. Except for I'm going to dock them for putting Nuggets in tiny letters on under each armpit. You see those blue little streaks there? Underneath each of those sides there, the side panels, it says Nuggets. Like, why? Why? It just seems out of place. It takes away from it being a clean jersey, seriously. Moving on to the Clippers, we've seen this almost exact jersey, but they made it worse. I don't know what the story is, but it looks like they did some kind of stained glass thing, or maybe those 3D Disney glasses or some shit. I don't like it. It looks bad. I get that there might be a story there or some shit, but it looks bad. So the same goes for all these jerseys. The next one is Detroit. I heard it has a story. It relates to some building in Detroit, but this looks like a Mavericks jersey. With a couple minor tweaks, this could be a decent Mavericks jersey. Like, what the hell? That certain teams, Celtics should never be able to have a red jersey. Detroit should never be able to have a green jersey. Never. Let's go to the Magic. It's just so fucking bland. If you look very closely up close, you can see, I think there's some slight pattern within the black of the jersey, but it doesn't make too much of a difference. Doesn't pop, doesn't do anything subtly even. The Orlando font seems kind of boring, and there's nothing going for this jersey. There's nothing on it that makes it absolutely atrocious, but it's just so fucking boring. Now let's go to the opposite of boring. Let's go to the Washington Wizards. Now I like what the baseball team did with this, whatever they did with the pink. They did like a pink and gray. Some baseball team, I don't follow baseball, but I saw they did a pink and gray. I like that. If they had done that with the Wizards, I would approve. I would have given them a good. They would have been in my second top category probably, with a chance to be in the top category if they had put some gray in here. Just like the teal overload on the Suns, this is just way too much pink. Way too much pink. I mean, this just looks like a WNBA jersey to me. And finally, we've got the Pelicans, and we're seeing this design for like the 500th time. I think I've seen this exact fucking jersey over and over. Nothing new, and that's why it goes into my second bottom category. You've got also purple on purple. Like, if you're going to do stripes, you don't make the base dark purple and then the top stripe medium purple. Why? Because you can barely see the stripe. I mean, that just makes no sense. And don't get me wrong, I love the Mardi Gras colorway, but this shit gets a 0 for creativity. Okay, and we've made it into the average or acceptable category. These are not bad jerseys. I would do some things to tweak them to make them much better, but let's get into them. So the Raptors is quite plain. They tried to do something, sublimated into that black. It's very, very subtle. So that doesn't quite work, almost looks like the jersey is stained or dirty or something. Black and gold, beautiful colorway, but it's just too plain. The Knicks, I don't dislike it. I would have given this a very high mark had they used a more interesting font in the New York. I know that's the typical font, I guess, but you know what they could have used is that throwback font. Or better yet, I would have slapped an NY on there. And if they had done that and maybe changed the orange to a little darker, play a little bit with the shades of those orange and blues, I would have given this second top category. These next three, I don't really have much of a problem with. The Bucks, Pacers, and Kings. Let me go through these three pretty quickly. The Bucks, it is a lot of blue. I get it. The Lakes, I get it. Okay. They've done that, but it's like, I don't know. It looks more like a Timberwolves jersey. That's the only issue I have, I think. Pacers is actually quite nice. I think in the authentic, it'd actually be very nice. It's a little underwhelming. I would have given this, again, at least the second highest category had they made maybe the P into that old school Pacers P. So if they just would have used this or this, I would have given them a higher mark. The Kings usually kind of rinse and repeat. So this is something different. I'll give them credit for trying with the gray, with it saying Sacramento across, with the purple stripes down the sides. Something is missing from it. You know, I really like the Kings logo with that lion, you know, maybe under the number or something. I would have liked that. So, yeah, let's go to the Rockets. Nothing much to say about this. This is one of the best jerseys of all times. At least the original was. So, it can't be a bad jersey. It's just like zero work done because they just put an old jersey. I mean, it's basically like what Utah did. I don't give them credit for this being a city jersey. This is exactly the fucking original jersey, basically. Well, it says Houston instead of Rockets, so that is different. But it's basically a fantastic jersey. It's a poor man's version, because just look at the trim, and then look at the font, and look at the coloring of the letters and the numbers. It just doesn't do it justice. Come to think of it, the numbers look a little bit too close to the Houston. I would have just moved down a little bit, a tad. Moving on to the Warriors, I don't like the top half of this jersey, and the bottom half I really like, which some people I think don't, but this is beautiful. It looks terrible on a replica or a swingman. You gotta have this in authentic or even game worn for it to look good. But I think that I saw it. I'm wear it on TV, and you gotta tuck it in so you don't even see the flower part. You know, this is totally not visible with the players on court because the jersey is tucked in. And finally, with the Warriors font is just way too small. The letters, you can barely read it, at least in this picture. But I mean, that just look at all the other jerseys and the size of the font compared to this one. It's more like a practice jersey. Now, let's go to the Spurs. A lot of people were calling for them to bring this colorway. They've never actually used this. Way back in the day, they used it not on the uniform, but like on the warm-ups and stuff with the Fiesta colorway. Love that colorway, but this is just too much teal. And the numbers and the letters are just like plain white against it, and it doesn't look very good. It's like small numbers, small font, small everything, and then just a load of teal. The Mavericks one is just okay as well. A lot of blue. The font is just like sort of okay. Don't love it at all. It reminds me of something. I can't quite think of what it is. Maybe some game show or something. Game show font. Finally, Memphis. I know everyone's in love with this. Everyone's in love with John Morant. I don't love this. I love hip hop, but I don't love this. You can't even read where it says Grizzlies. It's just unspectacular to me. It's okay. Finally, we made it to my good category. It's rather small, but let's start with the Nets, who just flipped the colorway. Now looking at it, at least from this picture, I would have put this in the average category. I do like it, the Basquiat, but the black version is better. Even though, yeah, technically, if you want to compare it to a painting and a white canvas, sure, it makes more sense, but the black version just aesthetically looks better. Chicago is clean. This would have been average, but if you get up close to it, something that's a very nice detail is they put this pattern into the white part of the jersey. Shout out to Nostalgia Boy. I think it was him. He told me this pattern was in the old Chicago Bulls jerseys. And at last, we've come to my Miami Heat. Like the Nets, they just flipped the colorway. I think a lot of people think the black one was better. I think they're both nice. They're both very good. Not quite elite jersey designs, but I'd say, Yeah, the black one might be slightly better, just because it pops a little bit more. But not much to say about this one. I like it. Let's go to the Hawks. This is clean, and I like that it's unique. The colorway with this peach, which fits the Atlanta. I like the font. I love interesting fonts as long as they're good. And this one is. Look at the numbers and look at that A. It looks nice, looks fancy. It gives it some flavor. This is a nice color on the black. It's just nice. And finally, I'm going to do a review on this one because I purchased an authentic Thunder jersey. Thundercats, ho! There's a story behind this one too, but I don't want to give it away. I'll do it in my video. But basically, this is a clean jersey. It's stuck to the primary colors of the team, with a little bit of flair in there on the side panels. And yeah, I like it. Can't complain. The thing that would make this jersey elite to me would be, I've been wanting this from the Thunder, is to give me something a little bit more Thunderish. And when I say that, I want either something with the font or some hints of graphics to show like some type of rumbling, quake, lightning bolt. I don't know, something dealing with thunder. They're called the Thunder. Why are they called the Thunder? Give me something to represent the Thunder. And finally, guys, just looking at this picture, you can see why this is in a league of its own in my elite category here. It's just beautiful, from the deep, rich shade of green, which they usually do not use, to the script of the Celtics. Love that it's a big sized font. Why are all the fucking letters so fucking small these days? They hit you with the beautiful colorway of gold to represent the championship pedigree of the Hall of Famer, the man with the most fucking championships in history, Bill Russell. And then the fucking side panels of rings. Just a gorgeous, clean jersey, the perfect amount, the perfect colors, the perfect fucking combination of, minimalism and yet enough details. You don't want to fucking do too much and you don't want to fucking make it too boring. They fucking nailed it, guys. And with that, I'm out. Overall, a very disappointing output from Nike. But I know I don't have the most popular viewpoint because a lot of you guys are fucking eating that shit up and you're going crazy. And Black Friday is coming up. Don't let me discourage you guys. You stick to those, and I'll stick with my gamers. I'll stick with my vintage 90s shit. All right? See you in the next one.